This is the I Ching's answer. First line.
To develop an ignorant person, the best practice is to apply discipline. You decide to remove the rigid restrictions and disaster shows immediately. Welcome to your first class. The recommendation to your question is to cut the bad habits from the beginning. To question yourself if you like or if you don't like the rules when you are starting anything. If you don't see fit, it is healthier to retire. In any relationship, things are clear at the beginning, but most of the times, we let ourselves get carried away by emotion and the magic of moments. So, we don't see bad things that we could not accept in the future. If you ask about someone on the list, one point is very clear. The subject you ask about is not trustable. When you start something, make sure you are not relying on bad habits from past activities. An educated person will always try to moderate and control his anger. The student grimaces and rolls eyes every time the teacher points a mistake. This brings bad fortune for the student. A clear manner code makes easier future interactions. You decide to be soft. You decide to give an inch and they take a foot. Bad fortune. When you need to punish someone, try to be impartial. Some students always cheat on exams, and you let it pass. Now, they see how easy it is to cheat, and now more students are doing the same. Bad fortune. The subject you asked about is not trustable.
The I Ching is like a log on a big river that will help you get out of troubles. Share this information. Second line.
The subject is holding his ignorance like holding a baby. In the case you are masculine, the advice is to take the feminine that presented or will present itself to educate her. This may even mean to marry her. In terms of committing, the child is able to take over the house responsibilities. Be tolerant. If you ask about someone, the person you ask about is trustable. This person will eventually learn to do things right. If it is a couple, it is a good person. Honesty and kindness are the basic qualities that we should look for on a couple. Be tolerant. Don't discriminate. Accept any kind of student. Without a master, the house is going to fall down. With a good education, even the son could manage the house. The subject lacks on education, but accepting him doesn't cause regrets. The subject is ignorant, but innocent. This is fortunate. When you are honest, it doesn't matter if you don't know about the subject. You are suitable to learn in the long term. The subject is a good worker.
Third line.
To accept the woman or man that throws himself to anyone passing is losing your time. If you ask about a subject, it is a gold digger, so self-centered. If you ask about that person's interest in you, he or she is, but not in a romantical way. They just want to use you. Like some broadcast media, they work for money and interest, and they respond to the people paying, more like a mercenary. Don't expect from them to be faithful. The mobile is money or social climbing. In the case you manage to make yours that person, they will always be looking outside for new ventures and opportunities. This hexagram points to meditate on something. Check if your desires are out of control. If so, they are blinding you. The subject just saw a wealthy person and she's already flirting. Bad fortune. When the student isn't honest, it is a waste of time to keep teaching them anything. Beware of lust. When it drives, disaster comes. It is pointed as the worst of sins. This is because it is almost impossible to control or direct it. If you ask about a romantic relationship, only one of the participants is interested. Don't hurt a person that is already in trouble. Traditional communication media is something you can trust 100%. You can't depend on it as the only mean of information. They publish and advertise what their sponsors tell them to say. Media business is about business. Truth is not always needed. The subject is ignorant. He just repeats what others say. He lacks of his own judgment.
The chi in you must be directed to the back spine in order to ascend, keeping still and still moving. Comment and share. Fourth line.
When people keep listening to your impractical dreams, they think less of you. This brings humiliation. We all have a friend that keeps talking about all the wonders he will do someday, from chief of his office to Olympic swimmer or karate master. If it is you the one doing this, people will listen and tell nothing, while secretly thinking less and less about you and even talking behind your back and laughing. It is a shame that people were willing to listen and to help, and you are missing this opportunity. If you didn't ask about yourself, then this information is about the subject of your question. Don't take it for you. Additionally, this line tells you about being more selective about your sources of information. Try to have a variety of sources and coming from different interests. Also, if you only watch or see entertainment content or just new or medical content, etc., try adding some variety. This hexagram points that we should be discreet on what we talk about or show to others. Being surrounded only by ignorant people, this is the problem. Don't call yourself off from society. Talking and not accomplishing, to lie every time you talk, such a waste of time. People stop listening to people who just lie. Liars are not interesting. The subject is trying to sell you a product that doesn't do what he promises. Silence is golden. If you got a project, don't brag much about it. When it becomes a fact, then go and show it off. Truth seldom sounds pleasant, but you must listen.
We need your support. Your likes and comments is like chi that transforms into good karma. Subscribe and share. Fifth line.
If the education of the subject is below the average, then acting like a child is fine. The king positions. The fifth line. In this case, it points to the magic of innocence. The power of learning, like when we were kids and everything was something new. The flexibility, the open mind, the kindness when teaching other kids about a new game. I understand people doing repetitive jobs, attending to people with the same problem every day. They become an expert on that ways of doing that. Let's call it a medical attention or a bureaucracy matter, but we are no expert. We are just one-time users, most of the time. We don't know about procedures we only do every 5 years. This contrasts with this line. Flexibility, kindness, and an open mind are characteristics of a young mind at any age. This is one of the results of meditating. Be honest when you get your education. Trust in your teacher or guide. Learning is an endless process. Mercy over cruelty. Not everyone knows what you know. Don't participate on ignorance. Teach well if you really want people to know. Otherwise, you are just being cruel. The way to know how ignorant we are is when we study something. Don't be cruel to an ignorant person. We all are ignorant in one or many fields. It is time to use what you have learned.
Sixth line.
If you were to punish someone ignorant failing, It is not recommended to do it in excess. The accurate punishment is the tool to restore order. On difficult situations that make us lose our temper, the best is to wait. Consult it with the couple and or friends. It is always better to be sure about the correct punishment. An excess would lead to be you, the one asking for forgiveness, to the one responsible of the problem in the first place. Punish in excess motivates revenge. Neighbors got bad manners and very low intellectual level. It isn't their fault. Not everyone is on the average. Provoking them will just bring hate. They have been denigrated already many times and will be on the defensive. Just make clear rules without angering them. Applying bad punishments may define or may mark a person in a negative way. Punishing must be directed on the other direction, to build, not to destroy. You should perceive the mental frame of a person. This is to know his limitation. Know this by looking at his words and expressions. Managing your employees is a mixture of kindness and severity. At the beginning of something, you must take all the precautions needed.